This is a continuation of taking the high path and practicing the nobility codes. The theme and focus is about navigating the antagonistic, destructive, negative energies that challenge us, challenge me, into staying centered and finding neutral. When the charge comes in, when an experience pulls on my attention or triggers a glitch within my system, and we are going to sit in the seat of the soul, connecting to pure source to receive the guidance and the answers to the many questions that swirl around in our minds. My mind has been full of details of circumstances and experiences that are pulling on me. And I know that these are gifts, the challenges, are opportunities for deep freedom, liberation, and growth from the people, places, and things that are creating disturbance in my field. We will look at what they are attached to, what are the lessons and the blessings infused into the opportunities that are being presented as challenges, and what to do with difficult people. How to deal with difficult people. This has been an ongoing theme within my clientele and friend circles. Those that come in and throw a wrench in the system, a stick in the wheel, a trip in our step, getting tripped up by the disturbance and destructive interference that these energies, how they flow, why they flow, what to do with the constant entourage and barrage of the external world, where the hooks are and trappings within the patterns. We've all been swimming in the same sea of consciousness. So the pull and the latching on, the attachment that comes through the fear-based reality, the way others will use and manipulate through fear. And it is our path, taking the high path, to break free of these habits. When somebody starts pulling on that string, pushing that button, it is our choice. We are choosing with our attention to those energies to participate in them. And it does take fierce vigilance and a commitment and dedication to stay focused on the truth, the light, forgiveness, nobility codes, practicing them into mastery, particularly when there is a challenge. These seemingly demonic, antagonistic, villainous people, persons, and things are all here as part of the test, the trickery, the deepening of mastery. So let everybody else off the hook as you embrace the challenge and choose to practice your empowerment instead of falling into fear, doubt, and worry, victim mentality, the what ifs, negatively manifesting in the future. It is so deeply conditioned. It takes great courage and connection to high counsel to keep centered, steady, grounded, present within the fluctuating waves, getting balled over by every wind and twisted up with every turn is not serving anyone. So we must first embrace this information, knowledge, wisdom, and know that there is a better way, a highway. This highway to ascension, to freedom. So let's start by getting in tune, tuning our instrument and getting aligned with the divine, just like tuning a guitar, plucking the strings and making sure they are in the right vibratory tone to receive, to have the harmonic coding to make beautiful music. I want the collection of energies to symbolically harmonize in a symphonic dance within the body field. And let this feel good to take the time to tune and practice every day. And notice the interference patterns within the system and surround the body, the energetic sphere, with a golden dragon light. We're going to have clear boundaries with fierce compassion and gates outside of our auric field that only allows in, like access codes, the energies that are vibrational match to our harmonic coding nobility. So our pillar of light is set. We must create this vertical plugging in, grounding into the center of the earth, plugging into the crystalline core and the pristine divine blueprints, beyond the disturbances on the surface and the manifestations, deep, deep, deep down, rooted down. There's the original divine blueprint, connecting to the soul of the earth as well. The heart matrix of the electromagnetics of the earth entrain the electromagnetics of our physical heart, our energetic holy heart. And this synchronizes with the sourcial self, with the heavens and creator of all that is, prime creator, heart matrix is in a holy trinity through our being, heaven, earth, self, soul self. So we bring our physical embodiment with us through the mental, emotional, psycho-spiritual spheres and reverberating out to the non-physical, ethereal, astral, causal, and beyond. 64 codons, all encrypted with our soul path There are certain themes within the earth plane that we're all learning. And then there are unique pathways and gifts for our evolution, our personalized path. Different flavors within the same themes and truth. And then we call upon our High Council, Family of Light, Quantum Family, Soul Family, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Embodied Masters, Frequency Holders, Light Beings, Wisdom Keepers, all those dedicated to the divine path of light and love, here serving our highest and best, loving support. There are many ways to get to the same point. We can do this through suffering, pain, an overwhelming challenge. There is no judgment or hierarchy within the spirit realms. Or we can do this through a smooth, gentle, graceful, easy unfolding. Smoothing out the timelines, matching the holograms of kindness, compassion, flow. Get into the divine flow of your being. I see into the multidimensional realms, the soul family, high council conversations with the antagonists and villains, the reincarnation karmic cycles, and the communication that happens beyond the physical manifestation. Communing with the spirit of each being helps to gain greater perspective of the purpose and lesson for the disturbances. When we embrace that every person is here serving our path, we give up the separation mentality and dualistic reality of victor, victim, villain, perpetrator. We are serving them and they are serving us when we stick to the nobility codes. We have protective lions and dragons in place. Lions and dragons and polar bears, griffins. There's all the power animals within our high council as well that protect the energies so we don't have to hold it in place. It will be sealed within our holodeck. Symbols, shapes, and numbers within the 6-dimensional realms, colors and sounds, all sit within our body matrix. And these act as receptor sites and magnets, attracting and repelling what we are seeing, hearing, feeling, and experiencing. And when the glitches show up, the pull into darkness or low vibrational energies, it is up to us to clean up that code and rearrange the patterning so the sacred geometrics can come back online. There are many fractions and fractures, fractals in the field that are creating docking ports, a hole where these energies can plug in. If there are no access points or plugs, outlets, leaks, the energies will bounce off or pass through. They will not hit and stick and continue to perpetuate. In this way, we can take full responsibility for what we are experiencing. And it's very easy to trace it down to the original root cause or original fracture. We have gone in and cleaned up a lot of these broken links with the quantum transfiguration grids and lasers, laser-like filaments. And we will continue to do that and send the quantum healing forward and backwards in time for all those that are ready and willing to receive a complete transformation and recalibration. We can do this in subspace beyond place and time if you believe and are willing to accept that the quantum field holds all of the codes in healing. We're doing this for Jen Healy as we speak, and we're also sending it into the crystalline core through the Kiel lines and up to the star portal of the sun to radiate through the cosmic codes down to the earth, and they will be showered in the golden imprinted light. We're using our visualization and imagination to see this experience before it even happens, that every person that is listening to this transmission is being bathed in the effervescence, iridescence, forever essence of the quantum experience. And it's like saturating the cells that have been parched. They, like sponges, just suck up and absorb these energies with so much refreshment, feeling rejuvenated, revitalized, relieved, releasing the blockages, the stuckness. And we will do this as a general overlay, and then we're going to go into some specific situations that are showing up in the field so we can get into the refinement, the nitty-gritty, and the creases, the cracks, the crevices will all be repaired as we go in with like a laser blowtorch that will polish the mirrors and smooth out the timelines. Every person, place, and thing has been serving you, and this is the hard pill to swallow in terms of the meta-medicine that life is serving you. These situations that seem like hardships, that seem hard, that seem hurtful, they are here to help you clean up the broken links. We can trace it right back to the root system of the familial ties, of the association. What does this person remind you of? What is it relating to? We all have our stories that get triggered quickly. Most people focus on the past without healing it and leave the energy back in a fragmented part of the self. And we're collecting the soul fragments and bringing all of the energy back to present, to the choice point, to the empowerment, so that that child, that inner child, can receive the support, the compassion, the loving embrace, and the choice, having a choice point to move forward in a powerful way, to flexing clear boundaries, to state one's truth, and to release the victim mentality, to release the desperation or deprivation, feeling deprived, having no choice, no way out. let these energies bubble through and reverberate through the system. They'll start to heal the emotional body in the digestive system. The space below the navel, the dantian, it's like a bowl of the pelvis is holding the waters of the emotions, and they need to be cleansed and cleared. They can get stuck and stagnant like a lake, and we want them to flow like a river. And we are pouring down electric liquid light love, like plasma, electric blue, cooling energies, cooling and warming and soothing at the same time, is coming in and flooding the emotions, is flooding the waters. So you're able to feel soothed, calm, centered, cleansed, clear. Let it pour out through your grounding cord. The earth can compost, recycle, renew whatever has been sticky or stuck, fermented or old. Send it down. This actually cleanses the earth. The earth knows how to combust, compost perfectly. And within the electromagnetics of the heart matrix, these energies are returned. And they are purified. The pristine crystalline structures, rainbow liquid light, plasma rays fill the entire field. And you can start to smell the fragrance of the heart as it comes back online. All of that gooky, fermented, rotted, unprocessed energy leaves, and then these blossoms and blooms. The flowers represent the blossoming of the heart. The reverberations through the body enliven every cell, enlighten the body field. We release the heaviness, the burdens. Every person is outside of your field now. Send them outside the golden codes. They live in their own bubbles. Let them go. Let them be free, returned to sender the energies that do not belong to you and that simply do not feel good, do not feel like yours. The lightness of your being is activated and online to discern the difference. And the heart is connected to the head and belly, evenly, harmonically, balancing the hollow sphere, so it's all spinning and humming with perfect synergy, removing the wobbles, the stuckness, smoothing out the hollow deck, the slices of time, backwards and forwards. So the past situations, even if it's 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, 50 years ago, 5,000 years ago, they're all getting smoothed with the quantum healing. The DNA, the crystalline DNA that is activated, goes back through inception point into the ancestral lines to cleanse and clear, upgrade, renew the contracts. It all can be put down within the consciousness grids. So the living library that holds all of the possibilities and potentialities can be sifted through to choose the highest and best, owning the high path. Practice it into being. Practice it until it becomes your proclivity. There are pieces that are easier than others to heal. There are going to be ones that still stick, that seem too big, beyond your capacity, and you give them up. spiral them up into the heavens. Give up the things that are debilitating, overwhelming. Give them to the spiritual council, the angels, guides, and ascended masters are all here to assist and lovingly support. They gleefully embrace the gifts and challenges of your offerings. Giving it up, surrendering it up is part of the noble path. Receiving and accepting, allowing. This is your mastery. The time of being isolated, separate, and doing it alone is over. The energy has opened up to the higher octaves, and you're operating at a different level. So now, with this vantage point, you see the vistas, you see the path, you see the map. And from there, it all unfolds beautifully from Sourcial Self. The vision of the golden divine, the new age, the new earth. Some of the characters will continue to vibrate out of your experience because it's done, it's complete. You no longer have obligation or duty to respond, to engage, or interact with certain energies. The lower vibrational states that they are representing will continue to vibrate out of your experience, and they will live in their own slice. You will only revisit them if you lower your vibration to match them. They do not exist within the high council. There are certain situations that will vibrate quickly out of your experience. There are certain situations that linger because there's still glitches or attachments, closing the docks and the ports, so there are no plugs, there are no outlets to plug into. We're going in and sealing the field, wrapping everything in the golden laser-like filaments of the quantum transfiguration grids. Healing bombs on the parts of the self that still experience the hurt and loss of the past experiences of future presencing, so new timelines can become a reality. Welcome the quantum family, the community, the ones that are communing in unity and living the high path with you with integrity, kindness, respect, honor, reverence, high choice, discernment, wisdom, kindness, grace, beauty, ease. What are the values? Name the values that inspire you most. Upliftment, enjoyment, joy, happiness, satisfaction, fulfillment, contentment. Let them all fill your field. All the nobility codes are the gates and access points. They go in and seal up these holes. Through their vibratory tone, they create the filaments and the filters. It's okay when something trips you up, when there is a stick in the wheel. Remove it. Don't keep going with that obstacle in your path. It'll continue to glitch. Repair it, release it, and truly let it go. All of the psychic infiltration that continually happens will be protected by the dragons. See them outside of your field as well as white roses of forgiveness. For those that cannot pass through, we practice graciousness and compassion. Understand that their path is their own choice of suffering. Most people are just hurting themselves by the constant debilitating practices, putting boomerangs on all of those energies that do not pass, sends it right back to them. They plug back into their own matrix and no longer plug into you. Even those that you love, even those that you hold dear, no longer pass through these filters unless they qualify. Their energies are high, aligned, capable of serving and meeting you, supporting, giving, life-giving choices. Allow the takers to move on, the vampires, the energy suckers. They move on now. If they cannot latch on, they will quickly choose another victim, another host, until they learn their lessons, until they grow past that version of reality when it becomes no longer satisfying because they have up-leveled to another octave of operation. Until then, they think that they are winning and benefiting by other people losing. And that dualistic reality is going to continue to dissolve as we enter and access the oneness paradigm. This one channel of connection contains the whole, the many. And we are thankful, surrounding our body of light with gratitude and appreciation, thriving, loving, caring, repairing the half nodes, repairing the bridges between the chakras so the energy can flow, all of the fractures and fractals, fragmented light must be healed before it reverberates through to the next portal, power center. These energies will continue to reverberate up the spine into the nervous system and out to the organs and glands. There are certain people that will represent the growing edges, the leading edge for you. Let them play their role and bow humbly to them for being your teacher in that way. Whether it be an angelic force or a villain, we are all souls connected on the same path of evolution. Yes, it's always more pleasant to experience people in the highest light of laughter, joy, and bliss. But the ones that have incarnated into your experience to help with the growing edges are also valuable. Learn the lessons quickly and release the contract swiftly so you don't have to play out the hurt, the suffering, and the pain with them anymore. They will go on their path and find their next victim as they are all here along with you to choose empowerment. The lessons will repeat themselves until the energies are complete, letting it be done. Let everybody else off the hook. No longer hold on to them or the story. It's all for you. It's all for your learning and growing and shifting. Blaming, judging, pointing fingers, excusing, making excuses, explaining is all just wasting and leaking energy. Look at it from the higher truth, from the greater perspective of Source. Talk to the soul of each person and understand their spirit path. Then release the agreement. Go your separate ways. And end the karmic dance. This must be done through graciousness and forgiveness, appreciation and understanding. Any sort of holding in the field will have it stick and repeat like a broken rerun on a broken loop. You have no obligation to interact with anyone or respond to their demands. Anyone who is demeaning, demanding, aggressive, domineering, they have not learned their lessons of unity consciousness yet. And they attempting to take energy can only work if you participate. Hanging up, walking away, blocking, moving on, truly moving on, because they will psychically interfere with your progress if you don't cut it off, cutting the cords, cutting the ties. You intuitively know and can psychically feel the reverberations through the future timelines of how something will unfold. You already know. Listen deeply. There's just simply or the gut instinct impulses that bubble up from your connection and communication with Source will always guide you correctly, accurately. Sometimes these life lessons need to be learned, and Source High Council will not interfere. The guides know what the lessons and blessings are and allow you to choose. It is a free will zone. But they can smooth the path and past and give you the nudges. Listen for the zing. When something feels right, it is right. When it feels off, it is off. Let it be so simple and clear. And let yourself off the hook. Be kind and gracious and gentle with the body being soul, human that is learning and growing, that is experiencing the earth plane is the crudest, most dense manifestation of the form. So all the energies that reverberate down take a long time to unwind, if there's such thing as time. If we're looking at linear time and quantum time, it all can be healed spontaneously and simultaneously in the now. But in the physical manifestation form, they roll out in certain patterns. They grow and move at the speed of life. So be gentle about it. Have compassion for yourself. Be easy about it. Have a sense of humor. Play with it. Break the habits and patterns through laughter and humor. Play is the way to the higher divine. Love, cherish, support yourself and others evenly. Put yourself in environments that are conducive for your well-being. Walk the beauty way. The smells, the senses, the light, and the magnificence and beauty of this land, of all the gifts. Be willing to explore courageously and experience a new world by making high choice, better choices, different choices. Repeating the same patterns will give you the same dismal results and continue in a downward spiral. Stop the flow of energy by slowing the momentum and switch gears, reversing the habits. The energy is clear, the emotions are your guidance system, and the feelings of well-being and upliftment are your indicators. Follow the alignment. Stay true to yourself. We are fixing the bridges and repairing the holodeck with the symbols, codes, sounds, colors, sacred geometrics, going through the head, the power centers of the pineal, all the way down through the throat to the crown of the head simultaneously. These antennas are being tuned. In the new versions of reality, things will shift and change around you. Give yourself space, spaciousness for that to happen. Into the heart, tuning the vocal cords to speak from the heart, speak the truth from the head. Clearing the spine, opening up the column. These portals. These are multidimensional portals connecting to the master level future self, divine essence. Keep unplugging the horizontal cording, particularly in the back body, particularly the past, the back representing the past. Plugging into a new future, a new self. And letting all the healing happen swiftly, easily. The healing is already done in your physical body. The energetic systems are catching up to it, so it can manifest into form. Feeling powerful, present, open and aligned. Opening up the creative centers and your personal power. Bridging the heart, bridging the belly. Plugging it in to the ground, to the pyramid, to the tribe. Activating the new codes, healing the DNA, releasing the old habits, continually plug it into the grounding rod, the triple prong, getting mega grounded with the gigantic magnet. The crystals holding all of the information and wisdom from the living library so we can access that knowledge at will, in divine timing, tapping into divine flow, allowing the High Council and higher self to construct and arrange, offering it up to the Universal Manager to handle it, to resolve it, to complete it, renewing all of the experiences and contracts to work harmoniously and smoothly within the current system, bridging the timelines, integrating and weaving the hologram, and letting it feel good to be surrounded by such an incredible team and entourage of energies, and to sit with the nobility codes on the High Council as the master level being that you are. And it feel good to take the seat of your soul and the reins of your power back from these external influences and bow to the antagonists, the villains, the perpetrators, the predators, the ones who have been playing that role as teachers and guides. Receive the guidance in a loving and supportive way now, in a gentle way, in a loving way. Receive it with compassion. Let go of the fight, the hardship, the domineering, demeaning energies, the aggressiveness. Smooth it all out, send it back. The hurt, the judgment, the blame, the criticism, send it all back. Learn in a new, gracious way, in a noble way. Putting it all down, and welcoming yourself home to this moment, your new body, your new breath, your new being. Celebrating it, cherishing it, blessing it. Just taking a moment of thanks for these teachings, for all the people, places, and things, for yourself, for showing up, for your willingness to embody, embracing and cherishing these moments, these precious moments together. Namaste. May all beings find this well of wisdom, peace, and harmony.